Welcome to the Invite Health podcast, where our degreed healthcare professionals are excited to offer you the most important health and wellness information you need to make informed choices about your health. You can learn more about the products discussed in each of these episodes and all that Invite Health has to offer at www.invitehealth.com/podcast. First-time customers can use promo code podcast at checkout for an additional 15% off your first purchase. Let's get started.
Cherries are proving to be a very healthy food choice, and one of them stands up and above all the other cherries when it comes to proven health benefits. It's the Montmorency Tart cherry. It's loaded with anthocyanins, a very powerful group of antioxidants. They're sort of reddish pigmented antioxidants found in produce that really help shield your blood vessels, and it's very good for your brain, and it's good for your eyes, and it just has numerous benefits throughout the body. So tart cherries have been studied for physical performance. Down at Texas A&M, they've published a number of studies in health journals and medical journals. They used a Montmorency Tart cherry, the Cherry Pure, that's the trademark name of it. And when they give it to their NCAA level athletes, they perform better. They perform at a higher level for a longer time. It improves their endurance, their physicality, their physical performance, their stamina. How long they could perform at a high level increases. And this has a lot to do with tart cherry being a very powerful vasoactive substance. A vasoactive substance means it helps improve blood flow. So if you can increase the flow of blood to your muscles when you're exercising or playing a sport, that rinses the acids out of your muscles that are building up, the lactic acid, and it provides the muscle with more oxygen and nutrition and fuel, and you could perform better. It does this by improving the function of a gas in your blood vessels called nitric oxide that pops your blood vessels open. Now, by the same token, improving circulation, that helps your heart pump blood to your brain and to your legs, so that helps restore high blood pressure to a more normal level safely. So it's safe to add to your high blood pressure drugs because it doesn't push the pressure down, it allows it to start going back towards a more normal level. And there's been quite a few studies on that from places like the University of Northumbria in England. Now, beyond its effects on circulation to the muscles during exercise and physical performance, or improving blood flow and helping blood pressure, it also supports healthy blood flow to the brain, which is good because blood flow to the brain declines in certain groups. For instance, older people have decreased blood flow to the brain, and it's a fairly common finding in diabetics also. So giving a diabetic or an elderly person tart cherry helps restore some circulation to their brain, which has declined with age or through disease states. Now, beyond that, tart cherry has also shown the ability to help lower uric acid. Uric acid is a blood value. In my opinion, it's not checked often enough when people go for their yearly physical, because if you have other conditions that are bad for your heart, such as high blood pressure or high cholesterol or high blood sugar or high triglycerides, adding elevated uric acid to it, even if it's in the normal range but high normal, is risky. In fact, we have an episode discussing uric acid, its dangers, and what you can do for that. So you might want to check out that episode. In any event, the other thing that they're finding with tart cherry, and there's a number of studies showing this, is it improves sleep, even in insomniacs, and it does it safely. It doesn't make you sleepy. It's something you could take in the daytime for mental health, for brain health, and for physicality when you're exercising or playing a sport. It doesn't make you sleepy, but at night you sleep better, so that's a very important finding. So welcome to our episode, Tart Cherries for a Better Night's Sleep. Hi, my name's Jerry Hickey. I'm a nutritional pharmacist. I'm also the Chief Scientific Officer over here at Invite Health. And when it comes to nutrition, by the way, you've got a whole group of nutritionists that are making life better for a lot of people. Insomnia, of course, is trouble sleeping. Now, defined, insomnia is having trouble sleeping on average more than 3 nights per week, and it affects an estimated up to 34% of people over the age of 65. Now, long-lasting insomnia is connected to poor health outcomes. It's connected to chronic pain, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and a decline of cognitive function, even dementia among the elderly. So a safe way to improve sleep is very important, and giving them sleeping pills is rather dangerous. It's very easy to overdose on a sleeping pill. All you have to do is take some cough and cold medicine with alcohol in it. Plus, elderly people who take a sleeping pill, if they get up at night to go to the lavatory, they could fall and really hurt themselves. It's not a good idea to use sleeping pills in elderly people. In fact, something you don't hear about sleeping pills. You hear about narcotic analgesics for pain and the number of people who overdose on them. Well, right behind that is the number of people who overdose on sleeping pills. So they're clearly not that safe, and I think that they become less safe with age. So let's look at some of the data. This is the Journal of Medicinal Food. It's the Sleep and Neurophysiology Research Laboratory, Department of Psychiatry. It's the University of Rochester Medical Center. That's up in Rochester, New York. And they're looking at a Tart cherry juice blend. They wanted to see if it improved insomnia in healthy people. So it's a pilot study. It's a randomized double-blind crossover design, which means everybody in the study either got the cherry at one point or they all got the placebo at one point. And they did find a difference. They found on the Tart cherry there was a significantly improved, statistically significantly improved, pre to post treatment on all sleep variables. So it meant something. Sleep variables could be how easy is it to fall asleep? How long do you sleep? How restful and how deep was the sleep? They're all variables of sleep. So here's a very impressive study. It's in the American Journal of Therapeutics. It's Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, the Department of Food Science, and the Pennington Biomedical Research Center in Baton Rouge. So they said, this is an important statement. Insomnia is common in the elderly and is associated with chronic diseases. But use of hypnotics, that's prescription sleeping pills, increases the incidence of falls. Montmorency Tart cherry juice has improved insomnia. So once again, it's a placebo-controlled, balanced crossover study. So it's a randomized placebo-controlled study. And everybody wound up eventually having the placebo for a while, the placebo juice, or having the Tart cherry juice. So here's the outcome. So it was 2 weeks on either one, then they had a washout period, and then they went on 2 weeks of the other. So they either went on the cherry juice first or the placebo first, and then several weeks later, vice versa. Now, insomnia improved. Listen to this. Sleep time increased by 84 minutes on polysomnography. So, they were looking at brainwaves. Sleep time improved by 84 minutes. And the quality of sleep, the efficiency of sleep, increased dramatically on the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. So all of the different variables, falling asleep faster, that's sleep latency. Some people get on their pillow and they're twisting and turning for half an hour before they fall asleep. I put my head on the pillow and I'm asleep a half a second later. The length of the sleep improved. And not waking up at night improved. But improving insomnia by 84 minutes with a healthy fruit is noteworthy. So here's the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging. It's the Faculty of Science, University of Extremadura. That's in Spain. I love Spain. What a beautiful place. They evaluated the intake of a tart cherry that grows in Spain compared to a placebo product on sleep quality. So it was young people between 20 and 30 who were having problems sleeping, middle-aged people between the age of 35 to 55, and older people from 65 to 85 years of age. And they found that giving the tart cherry compared to placebo and compared to the start of the study, we call that baseline. Baseline is before you get the tart cherry or the placebo. The quality of the sleep improved. These people were more rested in the morning. The sleep efficiency improved. The number of awakenings, how many times they woke up at night, improved. Sleep latency, how quickly they fell asleep, improved. And actual sleep time increased. It really meant something. It really meant something. So here's the School of Life Sciences, Northumbria University. And what they found was that somehow when you do Tart Cherry in the daytime, which doesn't make you sleepy, and in fact people use it for brain health in the daytime and for physical performance in the daytime, taking Tart Cherry in the daytime, this was a randomized controlled, double-blind, placebo-controlled crossover design, same kind of deal. They found that melatonin improved dramatically in these people. So somehow taking Tart Cherry in the daytime improves your release of melatonin at nighttime. So what is melatonin? Melatonin is mostly released from the pineal gland, a gland kind of in the middle of your brain, when it's starting to get dark so you sleep better. But also melatonin helps correct your blood pressure. Melatonin helps improve your immune system, its ability to fight viruses and other infections. Melatonin builds bone because you do a lot of your bone building at night. Melatonin helps keep your hair in your head, believe it or not, in its last stage of growth. So melatonin does a lot of really good things. But in this study, they found that the people on the Tart Cherry, now they were all eventually on either the Tart Cherry or all eventually on a placebo. But they found that going on the Tart Cherry greatly improved the release of melatonin from the brain. And what they found was that this improved their time in bed, the total amount of time they slept, how quickly they fell asleep, and not waking up at night. So it really meant something. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you do not have to take a prescription sleeping pill, which can be risky. It really can. If you mix it with alcohol or other drugs that make you sleepy, it could be very risky. So try Tart Cherry. There's no downside on that. Tart Cherry is not loaded with sugar like other cherries. It's tart. And it improves your physical performance in the daytime. It's good for your brain. It helps restore circulation to your brain. Helps circulation throughout your body. It can help improve your blood pressure if it's elevated. There's a lot of good things going on there. It can help lower your uric acid, which is a good thing. Uric acid is increased if you drink alcohol, eat a lot of meat, or if you eat a lot of sugar, your uric acid goes up. So that's a good thing too. In any event, that's a nice way to go. But you have to do, if you're doing Tart Cherry for your blood pressure or your brain, you only have to do it once a day. But if you're doing Tart Cherry to improve sleep, it seems that you have to do it twice a day. So thank you for tuning into the Invite Health Podcast. You could find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts, or you could just visit invitehealth.com. Right on our loading page, you'll see an icon for podcasts. And we have a couple of hundred on there now. Please make sure you subscribe. Please leave us a review. I'd love to know how I'm doing. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. I hope to see you another time on another episode of the Invite Health Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.